Ok. Ah, vai. Começou. Ok. Subscribe. Subscribe to help me grow. We are about to begin our journey. Get ready for this tour. This is Tapada das Necessidades. This is Tapada das Necessidades, a very secret place. Most people in Lisbon doesn't know it. So we are getting ready to move around. It was built in 1964. It was built in 1742, a long time ago, and it's a place where I believe... The fuck, man? Why is this disconnected? What's happening here? Are we ready? Are we ready to move? Why don't I have control over the gimbal? Why is the gimbal shutting down? Okay, now it's working, I believe. I believe we have the gimbal working, and I believe we are almost ready to go. We are in Tapada das Necessidades, and we are getting ready to visit one of the most secret gardens in Lisbon. I'm just finishing something here to prep. And you are going to meet one of the most secret places in Lisbon. It's public, but almost no one knows about it. We have a few faithful visitors that come here often. And now my gimbal, which was charged yesterday, it's simply without batteries. Beautiful. So I gotta do it without gimbal. It may be a bit shaky. There's lots of animals here, which I love it. We are about to begin, and the gimbal is going back. The gimbal is going back to... Great stuff, man. Great, wonderful stuff. No gimbal. Okay. We have to adapt, and this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to adapt to life, because life is just like this. Shit happens all the fucking time. So we're gonna do it without the goddamn gimbal. Damn thing, it's out of charge. And I am the kind of guy who is always making and checking checklists. And yes, I am the kind of guy who charges the gimbal the night before and leaves it a little bit more than enough to charge, to make sure it's charged. I am that kind of guy, always with the damn checklists. But life insists in surprising us. So I hope I'm not too shaky. I hope I'm ready not to shake too much and take you guys in a cool tour without the goddamn fucking gimbal. I spent 100 euros in it, and that's it. It's an old gimbal. I need a new one. Subscribe to help me out. So we are in Tapada das Necessidades, which Tapada means it was a place attached to a palace. It's a massive place. It has 10 acres, but we are just starting on the upper part. We are surrounded by wild animals, very nice ones, mostly chickens, mostly roosters. We have some pigeons here. As I told you, this is the type of place where people who knows the place keep coming. So you will see visitors, but every single Lisbon folk I brought here, we have here a nice chicken. This is the chicken, and here are two roosters. They are all around the garden. They are really cool because they are all small and white, and always hiding and seek, playing hide and seek within the plants, and that's just great. Here's another one. He's hiding from me. He doesn't want to go on TikTok. It's a bit of a shy rooster. So Tapada means a place where the palace folks used to hunt. So it was used to hunt, and they have a closed area where they could hunt big game like wild boars and deers and stuff like that. Those were the good old times, not anymore, because right now what we have is simply a public garden, which is run by the city hall. And here is an old mill or some sort of structure. This is a bit weird because it's dangerous. It's open to kids, like mostly families come here with the kids, and they are supervised by their parents. This is the upper part. The entrance is near Campo de Ourique. But this is a bit dangerous because kids can just go play. There are no safe rails, as you can see. You just go up and fall to your doom. Okay, this is where all these white roosters and chickens seem to have their favorite place. There is one right here, so they are taken care. We also have some cats here going around, and the responsibles for this area, they take care of these animals. They provide shelter and food for the cats, for the roosters, for all of it. Get ready, because we are in a place with a lot of variety. We have these classical gardens, and then we start having more open areas, different types of architecture. We have very old stuff who's crumbling apart. It's a bit of neglective. Yes, there is a lot of neglect, but it's very agreeable, so you can be around these most classical areas, which are the shadow areas. These are not typical trees from Portugal. These types of places, gardens and stuff, they were places who were kept as romantic gardens. They were copied from the English and from the French, and they used all sorts of botanical rarities. They don't belong to Lisbon or to Portugal, but they used to make a very good, beautiful gardens, fast growing, shadowy, all that stuff. So you pretty much have all sorts of people enjoying this place. It's a very family-friendly place. It's a bit creepy sometimes, especially this upper part. This upper part can be a bit creepy because it's a more secluded area, more shadowy. And it's like when you are here walking around alone, you may feel a bit weird, but it's a public place, so it's okay. It's not a bad area in Lisbon. You can go, you can come safely. It's a very safe place. Of course, you are in a big city. Anything can happen in a big city, but it's not the most common thing. So you will enjoy it. All these shadowy areas, they make a very natural refuge for small birds. We are below the line or from where the planes come and go, or the planes fly around here. So you can get a bit lost here, although there's only two ways to go: up to the upper entrance or down to the lowest entrance, so you won't be that lost. So I already explored this place a lot because I do guided tours, and I have already prepared this walk for other people, so I'm very acquainted with the best areas in here. It's curious because when you are here, you feel like you're not in the center of a European capital. Lisbon is the capital of Portugal, and you feel like you are in Sintra, which is a more mountainous area nearby. And you feel like you are in the wild woods, but you are not. You are surrounded by the city, the urban areas. But it's what I like. One of the things I like in this place, Tapada das Necessidades, so Necessidades Garden. One of the things I like here is that you can get lost in more secluded areas, and you feel like you are in the woods, and like you are far away from the city, but you are not. The city is all around us. So once again, this type of trees are not typical trees from Portugal. This is not the typical Portuguese forests. Here we have lots of structures because as a special garden who was kept surrounded by walls, it was made for the palace, so for the kings and queens. It was their hunting grounds. It was always a place for them to have some food, some picnics, hunting, some rest, some walks. So there are a lot of structures to support those activities on those days. Places where they kept the dogs, where they kept the guns, where they kept everything. I don't know why they built this. This is like the offices that run this place, so it's a bit weird because the architecture is completely different from the rest. And this is a very cool detail because you can see like you are near the wall and you can be near the ground following. Usually chickens also come here, and lots of small birds. It's a very good place for bird watching, especially some wood birds, but especially some small birds, because as you saw before and you're gonna keep seeing, there is lots of shrubs and bushes and refuge where the small birds can nest. We have a massive mix here, so this is not a natural wood, it's not a natural garden, it's a mix. Like, it looks a bit wild because it's big and it was a hunting ground for the kings and queens, but it's all built. Of course, nature is taking its own path, and right now many young trees are growing, many bushes, but the basis for all of it was entirely built by humans to make sure we had a nice place for deer hunting and for wild boar hunting, maybe rabbit hunting, I don't know. I hate hunting. I'm not for hunting, but I'm just telling you the story of this place. This is a great place for pictures and videos because you have a mix of wild garden, we can say exotic or romantic gardens. This is what they are, they were built for. But also you have a lot of architectural details, very good for pictures and videos, for example. And it's decadent, so it's not abandoned because this place has guards and it has two gates, two entrances, and it has a time to close and time to open. So it's not an abandoned place, but it's quite neglected. That makes it a bit decadent, but aesthetically and visually, for a photographer or a videographer, it's beautiful. Or an artist who wants to paint this crap. So yeah, this neglected aspect gives it its own spirit. I believe a good part of the spirit of the identity and the spirit of this garden or this park, we can call it a park, it's the fact that it's neglected, and that gives it a special feature. It's part of its identity, the fact that it's broken, neglected, abandoned. So this is a dragon tree. They are very, very old and they are very rare, though they are urban monuments. And we are approaching the cactus area. I just want to show a little bit more of these gardens right here, which it's very fun because you see the chickens. They are going all around. This guy probably thinks I'm going to feed him because he's coming right at me. Look, a velociraptor. A velociraptor is coming right at me. Actually, they descend from the common ancestors of the dinosaurs. They do not descend from dinosaurs. They descend from the common ancestors of dinosaurs. So yeah, they are having fun all around. Last month I saw youngsters. I saw little chickens going around, but not today. Probably they have grown already. So we will keep our walk to another dragon tree. Very, very old stuff. And rare. You rarely find these types of trees growing as big as these ones. So they are really a treasure. They are specially protected in Lisbon. We have several of them, not only here, but we could say we have some 12 or 10, whatever. There is one of the most famous ones of these trees. It's in Canary Islands in Tenerife. Everybody goes there to watch it. So I like this mix of pigeons and chickens and cats. We haven't seen any cats yet. I love cats. Unfortunately, we have 3 cats now. Last month we still had 4 cats. One of the cats was really old, really old, with lots of problems. We had to put her down. I cried like a small kid. But we have cats and we love cats, so I hope we can see them also. And now it's amazing how these pigeons, they just don't fear anyone. They are just here like, any food? Anyone? Any crumbles? Any crumbles? Thank you for the likes, guy. Feel free to pose any questions. Anything you wanna know. Okay, this park, it's called Tapada of the Necessidades. If you want to translate it into pure translation to English, you could call it the needs, the needs park. But it's just a name. So here are the youngsters. You can see just by a mother, you can see a small one, and there are 2 more over there. You can hear them. Here they go. So I like this place because it's peaceful. Today is Saturday. You will see more people here than usual. You should come here any time of the day, but during the week. The week it's more soft. You'll find tourists, but not everyone knows this place. Not everyone finds this place. So you guys are all welcome to the live. I'm very attentive to the screen, so any questions you wanna put, feel free to ask me anything about Lisbon or this place, okay? We are a little bit against the sun, so I would advise you, if you like to take pictures or videos, I would advise you to come here in the morning, during the mornings. It opens at 10. This is a very mystical place. Like, it's difficult to give you the sense of this area in here, but we are going into a valley. You can see over there in the distance, that's the red structure. It's the Lisbon Bridge, the old one, the classical one. Hello guys, you're having fun, eh? Having fun in the shadows? Yeah, all well fed. It must be terrible if you try to sleep here with so many roosters. They are singing now, so I just wonder what happens like 5 a.m. All of them at once singing. So you have the Lisbon Bridge over there. You can see one of the structures. It's pretty much... This place is perfect, says Carol. Welcome, Carol. This place is in Lisbon. It's Necessidades Park, Tapada das Necessidades. Okay, it's called Tapada because it was a place where the kings and queens had a palace nearby, and they had like a protected walled area all around, so they had their privacy and they could hunt and do picnics, mostly for hunting. But it has a lot of beautiful structures. We are now in the most wild place. We could say wild place, I mean the less humanized area. It's all built by humans, the basis of this. Was all built on purpose. You can see the bridge over there. So there is in this area we are going down now to the other areas, and we feel a sense of space, of wideness, because it's all getting wider. Hello, hello, Mr. Rooster. And this is what I want to drive your attention to this special area. Believe it or not, you can check it out. This is one of the best outdoor cactus collections in the world. I cannot say it's the biggest or the best, but it's one of the, like in top 5. It's neglected, but as I said, the part of this park who is neglected gives it a bit of a spirit, like a mystical aura. Yeah, there's a mystical aura here because it's a bit abandoned. But you have guards in this area, you have gates that close and open with schedule. This is also an area which is frequented by planes. They came right from over there, each 7 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. They line up all from there and they go right. Yeah, okay, you're right, mate. And they go all the way like whang to the airport from over there. But you can hear them well, and they are not really far. So I think this is a massive, I'm not gonna swear, my specialty it's more in animals, small animals, birds and stuff, but I could swear this is something like a giant aloe vera. If you compare my hand with it, it's massive. It's nothing like the aloe vera you have in your bedroom or your balcony or whatever. So lots of cactus, and it's one of the biggest outdoor collections in Europe and in the whole world. Lisbon, it's very interesting because what happens in Lisbon, let's give it a look. Let's check some details. Look at these fresh born. You can distinguish the old ones, the darkest ones. Yeah, I agree with you, boy. Too many tourists, yeah? And too many people from TikTok. Yeah, you're not liking it. So they're constantly singing, which I like it. It makes it feel like you are. I mean, we are in the center of Lisbon, okay? Come on. We are totally surrounded by Lisbon buildings. The darkest areas, which were growing a few years ago, and now the most fresh green areas. So we see the part of the cactus, or some of those are cactus, some of those are not cactus. Here we start to see some variety. Oh, there's a cat over there. I saw a kitty cat. I'm gonna try to see the kitty cat. So as you can see, it looks like all the same because these big boys, they call your attention. But if you really check it out, there are many different ones. We can see it here. These are spurs. These are some really old trees. Not old, actually I think these are not trees, they are plants, but they grow like trees. So there is a mix also with some creeping vines around, but you will find, if you like cactus, you will find quite a good difference. I think I saw a pussycat. I don't think I saw a pussycat. Let's see if we can find any type of other animals. Like I heard a noise around here. Maybe it was something like a rat or some small insect. So this is a very nice place, and as I told you, right now it's a bit busy with people. I saw the pussycat coming this way. Pussycat. Oh, look at him. Oh boy, how are you, boy? Oh, he has some snore. But this cat's the cat in the cactus. Hello. He looks a bit with some problems in his eyes. But at least the cats that are around this garden, they are taken care. They have small houses built for them. They are feeding them and giving them water all the time. So pretty much they are much luckier than the feral cats you see in the rest of Lisbon, in some wild areas where you just they fight to get food and drinks and shelter. And in here they have everything they need. Maybe they don't have all the veterinarian help they could have, but it's much better than what the other cats get in the rest of Lisbon. Somebody throws some food here because we have, this is beautiful. You have lots of places where you can sit, eat, take some cool pictures. I think this is a very nice place for portrait photography because you have so many backgrounds and so many ideas and different little corners you can use for your pictures. Feel free to pose any questions. Okay, Tapada das Necessidades Park, right in the center of Lisbon. We are against the sun, but today I could only do this tour during the afternoon. You can see the bridge right over there. What I like in this place also is that right now you see, okay, this is just a wild park. No, because as soon as we get down there, we're gonna see some ancient classical structures they built in this garden, some support structures. So you pretty much will get everything you like from one garden here. And the final area, the lowest area, it's a green open area where you can run, play, do picnics, even catch some sun in bikini, whatever you want to do. So we have pretty much a bit of everything here. We're going to see some beautiful statues. We have some folks over there singing with their drums, the freak people, which is the cool people. And right here you can see the bridge right over there and a bit of the river Tagus. So we are not far from the river and we are completely surrounded by the city. Well, let's keep going and change the scenery a little bit. So it starts, you can get lost in all these ways. I mean, you don't get lost in this garden yet. You go up, exit, you go down, exit. So there's no getting lost. There's a momentary getting lost. It's like a bit of a labyrinth. This is a more green area. I'm sorry for the shake because I brought my gimbal. I always use a gimbal, but what I discovered is that if I charge the gimbal 48 hours before, it discharges itself. I gotta buy a new gimbal, that's why I need your help. So now we are getting into a very cool area, which is the area where these guys are. I don't know where these drums are. Oh, it's coming from over there. It's just one guy. It's just one guy chilling out over there. So he likes to hit the drum. It's just like making a bit of an environment for other people. So pretty much you can do great videos here, you can eat here, you can relax, you can read a book. Well, not when that guy is over there banging on the drum, unless the book is really exciting. But you will find quiet places. So as you can see, they are not taking care of these. There are two lakes down there. We're gonna check them, two small lakes, and it's where these ducks come from. Yes, there's a duck in the center of the image, on the right side of this central structure. I don't want to be playing zoom in, zoom out because I couldn't use the gimbal, so I'm not gonna be playing like crazy. So look at this. So these were support houses for the hunting parties, and they are quite big underground. And this is very mystical, very mystical. This is surely a great place for the sunset. So the sun is still high, like we can see it over there. And it's still high, but the sunset must bring some mystical. I think we're gonna have an improvement in lighting. As I told you, come here in the morning, you will get a better light to do your videos and photos, or your walks, or your explorations. So we still have that guy over there, drumming. So you can get yourself into wild areas and more natural areas, the cactus area more sunny, or you can get into these woods and follow this path through the woods, or you can be in these built areas which are great and very mystical, because look at this. Any questions? Feel free to drop any questions, because I'm looking at the screen. So this is, I mean, I would like to see this place more taken care. They could do renovations and paintings and arrangements. But in the other hand, as a photographer, as a photography teacher and as a photographer, I love the aesthetics of things that are old, abandoned, neglected, not totally destroyed, but a bit neglected, because it gives them personality and identity. So these are all stone benches that you can use. So you can take advantage of these benches all around and just sit and relax. I've came here some 20 times, and this is the only time I had one guy banging on the drum, so it's an exception. You may like it, you may enjoy it, some people find it really cool. And you have these secondary walks, these secondary paths you can take, which are great because you feel like you are abandoning the main path and you are going more into the wild. These are not exactly the best examples of wild shrubs or bushes in Portugal. They are not typical from here. They are typical from these shadowy, romantic gardens, classical gardens. They used to, when they build these parks, they used a style of gardening which was not adjusted to our weather. See, this is an olaya. It's an olaya tree. This is a small one. Let me get back to the sun. This is a small one, but they are very beautiful because when they are flowering, which is right now, we are like, if you are in London, I believe you'll have to wait. If you are in the UK, not England, the whole UK, you have to wait for May, maybe, to have all these blooming flowers and bees and butterflies and all the motherfucking insects that are very useful to the environment. But in Lisbon, it's been around the booming, we are in the prime of the spring booming. We can say for the last 3 weeks, so this already the month of March was already booming. And these olaya trees, they are very typical from Lisbon, they are very used around Lisbon. This is not the best example of an olaya tree. She is quite small. She has dried out. The tree has died, almost all except for this branch, okay? So these trees are very beautiful because when they have the flowers, they have the leaves. And you have a mix between purple and green, always purple green, which should make them really beautiful. We have the jacarandas in Lisbon, but those get all purple, really beautiful. But here's another example of the olaya tree. These trees, usually they are not very tall. They grow up to 4 meters, something like that. I believe they can be higher olayas. So we have a lot of places we can take, a lot of paths we can take here. I'm listening to some wild music down there. I wonder if they are doing an event over there. Maybe they are. So Tapada das Necessidades Park, right in the center of Lisbon. But we can call it a secret place because most people, I can tell you for sure, I've been here so many times with so many people, and I can tell you for sure that in each 10 people who is born in Lisbon or who lives in Lisbon, who really is from Lisbon, each 10, only 2 of them, maybe 3, know this place. So the other 7 do not know Tapada das Necessidades. It's amazing how, people go about their lives. I'm doing something I cannot show now. It's a vice. I cannot show now in the live, but I can keep speaking. Just gonna take my lighter. Wait a second. Oh, this spot has a great story. This spot belongs to Tapada das Necessidades, and I'm gonna show you. This is the upper part, and then you have the lower part, okay? But do you know what this was? Take a guess. You guys can write. You guys can write in the screen. It fell. And you guys can pose any questions you want. I don't remember the name of the queen. I think it was Amelia. Donna Amelia. We have the Don and the Donna, which is feminine. And she built a massive dog shelter. We are talking the 1880s, okay, or even before. This park was built in 1742, which means it was here before the big earthquake, which was in 1755. So 13 years after this park was built, we had a massive earthquake. And this area doesn't suffer much. The reason why these spots, so this is a dog shelter built, okay, 18th century. So in those times, the Queen was already worried with lots of abandoned dogs in the city. It's not one of our best features, Portuguese, okay? We abandon a lot of animals. All day long, a lot of animals. There are thousands and thousands of animals, dogs and cats, mainly being abandoned every year in Portugal. It's very sad. But in this case, the Queen herself was worried with that, and she built these massive dog shelters so people could bring the dogs and find new owners. And you see here there are some main areas they built, and there are some subdivisions where the dogs could run. They have smaller cages, all the infrastructures built in look, there's a pathway over there, like where they can channel the dogs, whatever. So it's not built in the perspective of modern times. It was built in the perspective of the 18th century. So what is this? Oh, a pigeon. Hello, my friend, my pigeon friend. This place is great. It's like a mix between decadent and still alive. You have all you need. You have places where you can drink water. You have gates. You have guards, which are mainly on the entrances. They are not like policemen. They are just the caretakers of the place. But I think this abandoned. This is one alley. It's a tree alley. It's really great. I cannot tell you exactly what type of trees these are. My specialty is more on the animal side and birds, but as I told you, these are not natural trees from our forest. So we have, this is built with several terraces. It's like successive terraces, not successful, successive terraces that you are always going down to new terraces until we get to the lowest part. So we're going to check this side because we have a great structure here. This is the king built this place for the queen to have her atelier or her painting area, whatever. You have a small lake over there on the left, right there in the center of the image. There's a small fountain with a statue. We can go this way because, and I like the fact when you are here, look, you have one guy there just chilling out. He's playing the guitar, just chilling out, relaxing. It's better than the drum guy. But look at this. We are here, and this is another aspect of the importance of green areas in cities, is that we have so many plants and trees that the sound is muffled by the trees. So you cannot hear anymore the guy with the drums, and now you can hear the guitar. He's just chilling there, having a good time alone, maybe rehearsing, and he's giving a good mood to the environment. And this place it's like closed, but the wall is so low that you can just go there. This used to be a lake, a small line of water, not anymore, but you can go there and you can do like him, just go there, sit, relax, play your guitar, and look at the view down there. Look at the color of these plants, man. The springtime has really came. So guys, you're all welcome. Any doubts you have, any questions you have, you just throw them to me. I'll be glad to answer. Look at these details. Like in these days, people just didn't build walls or small walls or whatever. In these days, people built stuff for real. Everything was artistically built with details, expensive of course. There was the nobility were using all the money. We cannot forget, although we are now a poor country, we had many resources coming from Brazil and Africa, lots of gold also, so we had money for all these extravagant, eccentric and exotic buildings, and that was very abundant. So this is why we have such a rich past. And we have, look at this, now this is the down area, all these trees, like most, even the small trees are quite older, so you have a sense of old, decadent, neglected, not destroyed, not taken down, but like abandoned, and it's very mystical. From the point of view of photography or video, this is a great place. You have also a lot of freedom here. They are trying to revive this area, I believe. As you can see, either they are going to arrange this place. Oh boy, the velociraptors are over there. I can hear them. The velociraptors. Well, they have common ancestors. These guys and the velociraptors, they have common ancestors. It's the peacocks. We're gonna check the peacocks and the geese. So another thing I like, we are in Jurassic Park now, be careful with the T-Rex, it's over there. Ding, ding, ding. You can see here the abandonment, but in one hand it's abandoned. It's a pity, because I think it's below the minimum. They should arrange this stuff and put it a bit better. So it could be a bit better, even if they left it like old and abandoned. They could do a little bit more. No water here. This is the place where the Queen had her atelier for painting and like outdoors refuge, and it's closed. And here we have another statue. We still have water here. This statue is still standing. Tapada das Necessidades Park, right in the center of Lisbon. We are surrounded by Lisbon. By Lisbon, yeah, we are in Lisbon. We are surrounded by the city, but this park is so big and so old and so abandoned that you feel like you're really far from the whole of Lisbon, okay? So now we're going to check out one of the most beautiful structures in this park, which is the round greenhouse. You have benches here. So as you saw, if you are watching the whole live, this place changes a lot from areas to areas. Feel free to leave any question. More benches over here. Here we are. So that's the upper part where we were before. And we came down from each side. You can come down to here, to this area. You keep walking. Then you're gonna see one of the most great parts of this garden, where you really can enjoy. But before we go there, we're gonna check one of the most beautiful structures in this park. So you have all sorts of people here. The Portuguese know this place, but very few. The tourists end up discovering this place sooner or later, because the tourists are always looking around for weird stuff. And if you found my channel now, you know it. And look at this. This was also built on those times. We are talking about a park that was built in 1742, okay? So this is the round greenhouse. It's massive, it's big. If you come from up there, you will be closer to the roof and you will see it from a higher standpoint. But right here, you can see it from the lowest point, which is the ground point. It's closed, like you can see right here. Let's create a composition for a photography. Yeah, this is right. The thirds. Yeah, this is, boom, now you can take a photo. And echo. So it's amazing because the structure, I told you we were in Jurassic Park. This is where the pterodactyls fly. They are now hiding in those trees, but they will come out at night. No, it's a round greenhouse. Tapada das Necessidades Park in the center of Lisbon. It's a beautiful round greenhouse. It has some areas where people can sit. It's like an amphitheater, you can see, and it's totally neglected. I think this makes the place look really great, because it's part of the identity of this place, the fact that it's abandoned and neglected. Not totally, okay, not totally. You have the gates. Now this is becoming one of the best areas. I don't want to be like shooting the privacy of these people, but this is a massive area, as you can see. You can bring your dog into this park. You can have picnics. You have some water points over there, bathrooms down there in the entrance. You can be here enjoying the sun. So the sun will rise over there. So in the morning you have the sun coming from there into this. Then at midday you will have the sun over there coming to here. And now the sun is right over there, getting ready to set. So massive area with pigeons, with ducks. Look at these guys. They just don't fear people. Actually, this is a couple, Anas Platyrhynchos. It's one of the most common dogs in whole Europe. These are semi-domesticated. So this is really massive. I don't know if you can see it in the frame, but it's a really massive area, open air, green area, and you have enough space to have a bit of your privacy and still enjoy the place even when it's crowded. Remember, we are in Easter holiday, so this is more of not the best example of this area. Of course, in Saturdays and Sundays, you will find more people here. If you want to chill out, you should come in the mornings during the week. Be careful, because sometimes during the week, in the mornings, you have a kindergarten nearby, and they bring all the kids and they are chanting and singing over there in the grass in this area. It's noisy, it's just the only problem, but you will have enough space for your privacy. You can run, you can jog, you can play, you can bring your dog, you can do like beach, or just get a circle of friends and relax. Bring whatever you want. It's pretty much a very free area. So these guys allow you pretty much to do anything. You can smoke a cigarette, you can listen to music, you can take photos, videos. So it's not one of those places where the security is coming after you. Oh, don't do this, don't do that. Oh, be careful. Oh, stop. Okay. So we are not seeing the bridge anymore, but the bridge is over there. This is really massive, as you can see. I didn't show you the whole park. So, but we are still coming around. Now we're going to take a look at that big, massive, like, it doesn't look very big from here, but the round greenhouse. But if you are near it, it's really big, tall. I could say it's about 15 meters or even more, at least 15 meters tall. Massive area. So you have like three areas. You have the wooded, darkest, isolated areas, where we started in the beginning of the tour. Then you have the more open, wide valley with the cactus collection, open air cactus collection, and very sunny and more panoramic. Then you have, 4 areas. Then you have the third area, which is the one with the buildings I show you, so the abandoned buildings. And then we have this fourth area, which is the one lowest. We are already getting quite close to the river. There's a school nearby with, I think it comprehends like a primary school and even younger. So sometimes they come here and they are during the week and they are here singing and doing a lot of noise. So be ready for it. For that, it can happen, but you will have enough space to find your place and your relaxed area. And now we're going to check one of the lakes. The lakes are not very massive. They are not very big. but they are small, but just precisely because the fact they are small makes them interesting, because the wildlife or the domesticated, semi-domesticated wildlife, they congregate a lot in here. So this is the area where you'll find most of the ducks. So it's not a wild lagoon. Look at them. They are curious. They probably will approach us because they think we may have some food, because some people have the tradition of coming to these areas and throw them some crumbs of bread and stuff. These are Anas platyrincos. It's the I forgot the name in English. In Portuguese, it's pato bravo. It's one of the most common ducks. I believe this one, it's a young male because it has that blue mirror in the wings. It has not become yet an adult. The females are very... Oh, we have ducklings! We have ducklings, check it out. No, I don't have any food, guys. No, guys, I don't have any food. Any questions? Just throw any questions you have about Lisbon, okay? We are in Tapada das Necessidades, Parque das Necessidades, Necessidades Park, which in each 10 people who live in Lisbon, 10 people from Lisbon, in each 10, 3 people know this place and the other 7 don't know it. Most people from the town don't know this place. It's filled with ducks right now. They're coming out of the lake, and you have ducklings over there. Oh, you have real tiny ones. Let's check them out. Oh, they are really small. I don't want to be playing with the zoom. I'm gonna try to do it because my gimbal, it's out of batteries. So the gimbal is very old. It was a second-hand gimbal. That's why I need your help, guys, to buy a new fresh gimbal to do the videos I have in my channel and also these tours. Okay, we have here ducklings that have been born in the last, I should say, 3 weeks or 2, no, not 3 weeks. These guys are born. Let me try to zoom on them. Look, here's one. Here's one. Hello, boy. You having fun? Is this? Oh, look at those small ones. Oh, the older guys are expelling the smaller ones. Okay, let me show you. It's incredible. Oh boy, poor boy. Don't worry, he's alone. He's alone. He's being bullied by the older ones. But don't worry, he can go all the way around. I hope these guys don't bully the small one. Poor boy. No. He is really shouting a lot. He is turning on the right and he will find mother. So here we have some more grown-up ones. Okay. They are with their mother. That's the female. The females are very discreet. Here's another different type of duck, the typical domestic duck. Beautiful. Look at this photo. In the thirds, giving some space to breathe on the left side. Beautiful photo here, because he is totally contrasting against the darker surface. Beautiful photo. Boom. Nice pic. I didn't take it. I didn't take it. So there's the mother with the biggest ones, and the other ones are right there. I'm gonna try to really zoom. Okay, those are the real tiny ones. Look at those. I don't see the lost guy screaming anymore, so he got with his family. So tiny. Those guys were born like 3 days ago or something like that. They are really, really tiny. How beautiful. Like if you bring oh, look at them. This I am zooming maximum, so this is not one of the best phones for photography with zoom. But we can see they are really tiny and they are having fun with their mother. Those are the velociraptors. I gotta be careful. I can hear them behind me. They are not shy, these guys. So here we have one male, one female, and another male. Anas platyrincos. The mallards, that's it. I think it's called the mallard in the UK. Anyway, it's one of the most common ducks. These are also very common, but in farms. And here we have to be careful, because although these guys are not directly descendants from velociraptors, these are not the peacocks, these are the geese. we gotta be careful, because when we invade their personal space, they can become aggressive. They are not, I'm just kidding, but not these ones. But be careful with geese, because geese can be like dogs. They come after you and they won't let it go. And they are tall, they are high, they can reach your belly very easily, so they are sometimes aggressive. And not these ones, because I already saw old ladies feeding them, and they are all around them, and they are really cool. But you always should try to look, he's standing up. He's not enjoying to be on TikTok, okay? He is already standing up. No, it's not wise to invade their private space. Actually, it's not wise to invade anyone's private space. We all have our bubble, and the geese have a bigger bubble than the ducks and the pigeons. Actually, I think the pigeons don't have any bubble. And if you think if I go there I'll have to face 3 geese, you better think again. Look at them, they're all there, the rest of the cavalry. Okay, the whole cavalry is over there. Wild geese, no, they are not wild, they are domesticated geese. I believe these ones, I don't know, they are not Canada geese, no, but I could be wrong. But they are domesticated, they are fall from this area. You have a nice statue over there. Okay, it's a cool statue over there. You have nice places here. Those stairs don't lead to anywhere. Those stairs connect with the other garden behind this one, but you cannot go to the other garden, because when you are, look, this is the big palace, this is the Necessidades palace, but this area, the area with that pink palace, which is massive, we got to check it out outdoors, already outside the park. But that palace has the continuation of these gardens down there on the other side of the wall. They are private, they belong to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, something like that. And they are guarded with cameras and security guards, and you cannot go there. The door is locked, the gate, so it's like out of question. But you have enough space here. We have another small lake, which I think is this way. Let's check it out. I will probably be able to stream this live another time as a pre-recorded live, so you can check it all. It's worth it, because this is a very diverse, mystical place with many features, from entertainment to nature to history to botanic, and also the part of the useful areas for leisure and enjoyment. I'm trying to find out the other lake. I cannot. I think it's down there. Let's check it out. Look at this beautiful tree. So we are now getting away from all that picnic area where you can see people just enjoying. Sorry for the shaking. My old gimbal has a very short span of battery. That's why I'm asking people to help me out and subscribe to get a new gimbal. One of those fancy ones with all the new features. We love gadgets, we all love toys. And here we go to the other small lake, which I think is pretty much... Oh, we have some bamboo here, which is interesting. Another very interesting thing in Portugal, but mainly in Lisbon. So Lisbon, it's situated in the edge of the Mediterranean weather system, which means it's also near the edge of the Atlantic weather system. So Lisbon is right between those two different climates. So Lisbon is never too hot for a long time and never too cold for a long time, okay? That makes the weather pretty much unpredictable in Lisbon. Sometimes they say it's going to rain, doesn't rain. They say it's going to be good, it rains. You have a lot of changes during this mid-year, during this mid-season. You have lots of changes, like chiller and then warmer, chiller and warmer. So this is all due to the fact that we are not in the center of well-defined climate region. But this is what makes Lisbon so special, because we are in the middle of two different weather systems, It means almost all the damn trees, from cactus to palm trees to the Nordic permanent leaf trees, all sorts of trees, mountain trees, Nordic trees, cactus, desert trees, and all the exotic ones, the ones of wet jungles, almost all the trees get along in Lisbon, because some have enough moist, some have enough heat, some have enough cold. It's never too cold, it's never too warm, never too moist, never too dry. Dry enough for the cactus, moist enough for the other one. It's amazing. So this is why you will find, if you like trees and plants, in Lisbon you will find one of the biggest variety ever. Okay, because most of the cities in Europe, they have a very well-defined climate, and only some type of trees will be there. The ones from the south, the ones from the north, but not in Lisbon. In Lisbon you have pretty much a bit of everything. You go to California and you have palm trees. You go to Switzerland, you have the pine trees. But you go to Lisbon and you have pretty much everything. Where's the other lake? I mean, I know there were. Oh, here it is, the other lake. So pretty much a big diversity in parks and gardens, pretty much everything grows, which means if you move here, which you should, if you move to Lisbon, you will be able to grow pretty much anything you want to grow in your balcony or in your small backyards. Oh, look at this. It looks like we are watching trees, but this is all water. Water's edge, reflections. So this is one of the other lakes. This is very wrong. I mean, this type of construction works well for the domestic fowls, which is the ducks and the geese and all those animals and the birds. It's all cool for them, but they don't do it very natural for frogs and all those types of species, because there should be a very soft transition between earth, between land and water, with natural water plants for cover. But we don't have that here. This is like a typical romantic garden from the past. Let me connect my power bank, because the phone is at 42%, no, 52%. So it's time to connect the power bank and make sure it doesn't die, which is only halfway, but oh, sorry. Here we are again. So this is very great for pictures, and we are approaching the exits of this place. Another characteristic of Tapada das Necessidades, of this park, another interesting characteristic, is that you have pathways to almost everywhere. It's like a labyrinth place. You never get lost, but you kind of can get lost, because there are a lot of secondary pathways to explore. Get lost, get some privacy, find a place to sit, to read, to listen to some music, to do videos, to take drugs. No, that part, I was just kidding about the drugs. No drugs. I don't do drugs. But anyway, pretty much you have lots of hiding areas, which are nice. If you like photography, you can spend the whole day here, carefully transitioning from the different areas I showed you. So this is one of the exits. So we came from the upper entrance in Campo de Ourique, and now we are on the lower entrance, which is much closer to Alcântara area, already near the river. We are not exactly by the river, but we are not that far. An old fountain. Oh, in the beginning, when I show you the mill, it looked like a mill, and some structures that I told you were dangerous because kids could climb and fall. Those areas were connected to the old aqueduct from Lisbon, okay? I don't know why this is closed. There's usually always people here, maybe because it's Saturday. So you have the schedule here, so you have some control. It's not a wild place, but it's pretty much big and pretty much relaxing, and you can get lost over there, and you can pretty much do everything except shooting people. Unless it's with a camera, you can pretty much do everything, because you have enough privacy, enough space. So it's not a place where you come and the security guard is always, don't do this, don't do that. No, it's very relaxed. So you can take the sun, you can bath in the sun. So we are exiting the Tapada now on the lower gate, but if you look there, we have another entrance there. So that's the parallel garden. It's a big garden, it's parallel, it's smaller than Tapada, but it's big and belongs to the palace. So this is the palace where the king and queen were, and this is the palace that originated the Tapada, okay? All this park was built because of these guys living here. You're gonna see the front, and now it has been taken by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or something like that, so you cannot go inside, but we can check the entrance. But this kept as a private place, and this opened up as a public place a long time ago. So we were always on the public area. So we are approaching Alcantara. If you go down that road, you quickly are in Alcantara area, which is close to the river. But I'm going to show you the palace. So this is the palace that originated Tapada das Necessidades. So it's the Palace of Necessidades, Palácio das Necessidades, Necessidades Palace. It's a bit like lonely and calm today because it's a Saturday, and since this is a public ministry, it has only movement and working hours during the week. So many cars parking, many people exiting the cars. Some cafes down there, you have some nice small cafes where people take lunch and brunch and stuff, but not today. On the Saturdays, on the weekends, this area, it's quite lonely and calm. Of course, you have a lot of people who like to come here, so now I'm going to show you one of the Lisbon's less known lookouts, because we came from there, from Tapada das Necessidades, which is the public massive park we have been exploring. This is the Palace of Necessidades, which is the palace that originated that area, which was a hunting ground for the king and queens and stuff. Now this is private for the public Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That's still a public area for visiting. It closes at night, at 7 p.m. closes. In the summer I think it stays open a bit later. And right in front of the palace we have this massive, not massive, but it's wider area, like a small garden. This is a urban garden taken care, right in front of the palace with these beautiful stone benches. And we have a great lookout. We have this massive fountain here. At this time of the day we are against the sun, so the best way to do videos and photos in this area, and even where I show you the park, it's during the morning on weekdays, because they are calmer, not so busy with people, and better light. Actually the sun has already went to the right side, so we have already enough conditions. So this is a fountain. Unfortunately, there is some sad things going on in Lisbon, like most fountains are not working, and even the ones who work, they don't have a proper schedule. Like you go there one day it's open, you go the next day the same hour it's closed, you don't know why. So it's a bit weird. We don't take care of our fountains properly. So this is a massive view to the Tagus River. We just have a tiny little small problem, and this is the way the roads that go. If you see down there, this road goes down to Alcantara. Alcantara is right over there. You have Alex Factory right there near the bridge, right there on that area. And look, we had a great view for the bridge and the river, but you can see now that white structure. It's a massive new hospital. It's a private hospital, so it's private. And they stole all the fucking view from this great lookout. I mean, they stole the most beautiful part, which was the bridge meeting the Tagus River. So all of this from there to there is taken now by the damn hospital. It's good to have hospitals. It's a private one. Of course, we have to build stuff and renew the city. So yeah, down there, you keep going down there on the right side and you get to Alcantara. So it's very easy to be on the main roads where you have the biggest tram. So down there in Alcantara, it's middle way between Belém and downtown Lisbon with all the massive transportation you have. You don't have subway, but you have big tram and buses. So you can quickly come from there, come up and go to Palácio das Necessidades, and then Tapada das Necessidades right there. So it's very easy to reach from the main roads and transportations. You don't have to go to Campo de Ourique, which is a bit more complicated to get to. But as I told you, it's a pity because you have, I can show you, you have a little bit of a river there. We can still see a bit of river, Tagus River. Then we have the bridge. Then the Christ must be hidden somewhere. Yeah, it's there. The Christ is right there. There he is. Like, what an original view. I'm zooming. So this is a weird perspective because usually most of the pictures you see the Christ on the right side of the bridge. But yeah, that's the river, Tagus River, and all the rest of it should be the river because these roofs, these old houses roofs from Alcantara are not very tall. You should be able to see the river from here, but this is the massive hospital that took care of all this landscape, and all the river's view was stolen from us. Let me zoom out. It's not easy to do it in a live. Okay, zoom out. And guys, I'm gonna finish the live right here. Thank you for watching. I hope to meet you next time. Please subscribe because it helps me a lot to grow and do more crazy tours, more secret places, and buy new stuff. I need the new gimbal especially, and some time from now a drone to give you even more original exclusive views. Thank you so much for watching.